Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
And then since we were already here and my mother, who was 77 years old at that time, was running the school, she has always been, sending the signals if somebody could help her. So we decided, okay, since we're here and we're thinking about the little center, let's try to help the school also. So we decided that let's make it into a Central Design Institute Foundation. So that was the beginning. So we just look at the problem, and for the first 3 years, we were still traditional in our running of the school. But then the improvement in the learning of the students was really very small. So it was quite frustrating. Nobody passed the UPCAT, UP College Admission Test, for 3 years. So it was in 2002 where we implemented this dynamic learning program after a 3-year observation.
The parallel learning classes, this is based on what they call as the jigsaw strategy. In the original jigsaw strategy, students would move from one group to another so that they would learn a topic better. What we did was to invert this. So parallel classes where you can have 2 to 3 classes held at the same time with one expert teacher and facilitators so that no class would be left without an adult or a teacher.
The key in the dynamic learning program really is the parallel classes scheme. Because if you do parallel classes, automatically it becomes learner-centered. Because if you have, for example, a biology class, I have 3 biology classes. I hold these classes simultaneously. Now, the teacher cannot be in 3 places at the same time. So automatically, the teacher intervention in this biology class will be limited to maybe 30% of the time. So the biology teacher would lecture 15-20 minutes here, transfer to another section, lecture 15-20 minutes, and so on.
People passing by. Sila yun? No. What kind of bridge is that? Is that a wood bridge? No. Clear? Yes. Okay. So I'll go to the other class.
Goodbye and thank you, Mr. Acasio. Goodbye, Mr. Acasio. Goodbye and thank you, Mrs. Licaros. Good afternoon, Mrs. Licaros.
So even if you don't have teachers, 80% of the time you already win. As long as there are activities designed for that particular subject. Now for the learning physics as one nation, when the remaining 20 to 30% of the time comes in, that is teacher intervention. Since we assume that in physics, there's a lack of qualified teachers. That's where the DVDs come in. Video lessons come in. We design the DVD lessons. There are 6 lecturers. The DVD video lessons are closely tied with the activities to be done by the students 80% of the time.
Second component would be the activity-based learning with its daily protocol of writing, a lot of writing for the students, starting from the title to the learning targets, well-defined learning targets, and then the concept digest. So this is, they do the activities in school.
So essentially in the DLP, the work of the teacher is now shifted. The teacher does not have to lecture a lot. So by August, in the traditional, a lot of teachers have hoarse voices. But here that does not happen. But now their work is now in the assessment and evaluation of the students' work.
So we use our vacant period in checking our papers.
For example, I have my classes only in the afternoon. Sa morning, lahat yun, facilitator lang ako. So during my facilitating time, I can also check while while managing the class.
So we also try to avoid the workbook style, because some schools, if you use the workbook style, the feedback is that after some time the students are nonchalant. They just sort of go through the module or the workbook, just keep on answering, and as long as they pass. So that's the type of behavior that's being fostered by this workbook style. But here in the writing, it's habit forming. Even the smell of the paper activity sheet already sends signals to the brain that it's learning time.
Maranasan mo yung practice na ikaw lang mismo isa yung magsusolve mismo sa problem. So, pag nagawa mo yun, iba yung excitement tsaka joy na makukuha mo pag ikaw yung mismo nakasolve sa isang problem.
It is very tiring, but it is very fulfilling as well because I can absorb the lessons very fast compared to if we use the traditional method of teaching. DLP is far more effective than that because I can easily remember what I wrote during the concept notes, exercises. I can easily remember since I was the one responsible for the writing and the answering of the whole activity.
And all these activities would be filed in the student comprehensive portfolio. So that's the third component. So notebooks now are optional. What the students would have would be this comprehensive portfolio. Why comprehensive? Because it contains everything. The daily activities, the exams, quizzes. If they have small projects, they could place it there. Essays, themes, lab reports. So everything should be within the comprehensive portfolio.
The fourth one is the strategic study and rest.
And then the MAPE day. Because they do a lot of writing, they do a lot of activities in school, they are very intense with their work, then they're tired, so no homework.
Pag umuwi yung anak ko, tumutulong na lang sa amin. At saka, pagkatapos ng tumulong, mag-research siya ng computer. Tututo ko siya sa pagsusulat. Kasi kung meron siyang hindi na alam sa school doon, mag-research naman siya sa computer.
There were no students now below average percentile rank. So that was a very good sign. So that's one performance indicator. The other performance indicator would be the UPCAT, number of UPCAT passers for 3 years. We wanted that as a performance indicator because they're really independent. People from UP conduct the exam. They do not delegate, and they're very strict. NCAE, as I said, really moved up. By now,
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, 45% of our seniors belong to the top 10% in the whole country. And if you look at the mathematics component of the NCAE, 51% or more than half of our seniors belong to the top 10% in the whole country in mathematics. And again, if I remember correctly, around 17 students in mathematics belong to the top 1% in the whole country.
meaning they had 99 plus or 99 percentile rank in mathematics.
DLP for the 21st century is the way to go.
What we were doing really was looking at the problem, a real world problem, using the scientific method, attacking every aspect of the problem, and realize that with this package of solutions, you could address so many problems, which we realize are not really problems. But the solution entails, well, sacrifice.